What's up YouTube fragrance family, Tommy with Studio Sense here. I hope you're having an awesome day today, and I'm really happy that you stopped by to check out today's topic and content. The subject of today's video is I've curated 7 fragrances that are stunners for sweater weather. What's sweater weather and what does it mean to fragrance wearers? Basically, sweater weather is when you start getting out those fragrances that are a little bit darker, denser, and heavier. And they can cut through those layers of clothing. So when we come back, I'm going to show you guys 7 fragrances that are absolute bangers, that are stunners for sweater weather, cold weather, that and more, so stay tuned. Welcome back everyone. Now, whether you're a lover of cool weather or not, you got to admit those richer, more intense, most often denser, a little bit heavier fragrances that are cool weather or wintertime fragrances. Now these fragrances are typically in the spicy oriental fragrance genre, and as such, you know that they're going to have fragrance notes like lots of amber, lots of frankincense, lots of nutmeg, some cinnamon, perhaps even some chili, and definitely have at least one fragrance that's going to feature some good habanero. So let's go ahead and jump into our list. The first sweater weather banger I'd like to feature today is a fragrance from 1996 that doesn't smell like it's from 1996. It's one of the more modern smelling, really kind of a timeless classic in my book. It is from Thierry Mugler. It is Angel for Men, or better known as Amen. Pretty much all of the Angel for Men line is canted toward cooler weather, and that's fine by me. This one in particular has somewhat of a chocolate overtone. I actually call it silver chocolate because it's got a little bit of a metallic cooling effect. There's caramel, coffee, vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, patchouli, peppermint, among several other notes in here that contribute to the overall thematic, kind of lightly chocolatey, definitively gourmand feel that Angel for Men has. It's one of those fragrances though that happens to have a very masculine bent to it, as do all of the Angel for Men line. This one in particular as the flagship fragrance. It's definitely one of those fragrances that's a head turner, and this was actually in cooler weather too when I got my first compliment on it. It's got excellent longevity. Get a good 10-12 plus hours on this in terms of performance. Angel for Men, definitely an excellent sweater weather fragrance. Our next sweater weather fragrance is one of those that when it was first released, you could barely purchase it. It would get, you'd find it on a website and the next day they would all be gone. It got extremely popular, a fantastic sweater weather fragrance. It is by Issey Miyake, Pulse of the Night. Pulse of the Night was released in 2019. It actually is a very good transitional or fall weather fragrance, but it also wears many hats because it's a great cold weather fragrance too. This scent definitely has weight to it. It's kind of like dark, inky, dry, heavy, extremely elegant. It's one of those that you can wear dressed up or you can wear it casually. It opens very balsamic, lightly sweet. It's very woody, got a nice woody background with nuances of incense primarily that's threaded throughout the DNA. You also get hints of amber, labdanum, tonka bean, vanilla. There's a little bit of leather in there to add some resins. They've got quite a few good cool weather fragrances. This is an epic one. Definitely one of the better, more affordable sweater weather fragrances you'll ever find, Issey Miyake's Nuit d'Issey Pulse of the Night. I'm a firm believer in timeless, ageless. I don't like putting stamps or labels that you've got to be young to wear this fragrance or you've got to be mature to wear this fragrance. However, having said that, there's no denying the vital, youthful energy that this particular fragrance throws off. So if you're young out there and you're looking for a nice sweater weather fragrance, something spicy, warm, and inviting to wear, something with a lot of amber and vanilla in it, you'll find very few better, more accessible fragrances than Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Mercedes-Benz Club Black is just an absolute wonderful vanillic fragrance. It was launched in 2017. It does have that very modern feel to it owing to the ambroxan that's in here, but also a nice bit of vanilla, a bit of amber, but primarily what carries this scent, what carries this fragrance forward, what propels it forward with absolute wonderful performance is the frankincense, the ambroxan, and the vanilla. You combine those three and it's just like a whirlwind fragrance. Great projection, wonderful sillage trail. Can't really say anything negative about this fragrance. It's discontinued, I guess that's the only negative thing, but there's a goodly bit still out there to be found. FragranceBuy.ca always seems to run into more when they run out, and as well as other discounters. So if you're looking for it, I'll definitely put a link in the description below of where you can find some now. You're gonna pay a little bit more because it's discontinued, but it's definitely worth it. Next sweater weather fragrance was launched in 2014 and it features tuberose, iris, a little bit of rum, I think some leather in there as well. Doesn't that sound great? And it is. It is an epic fragrance by Bulgari. It is Bulgari Man in Black. Now I love this entire line, including Man in Black, Black Orient, which is also extremely spicy. I almost use that instead. This is a little bit more accessible in terms of people pleasing, crowd pleasing, head turning, compliment pulling. Along with those other notes, you've got leather, benzoin, tonka bean, guaiac wood, and it's just one of those classic scents that you can't get enough of. It definitely is a fantastic sweater weather fragrance. Highly recommended. If you haven't tried it out, definitely check out Bulgari Man in Black. Several of these fragrances are similar, but they each have their own take on the answer to the whole sweater weather problem. Our next sweater weather fragrance saw its launch in 2016 by Givenchy. It is Givenchy Gentleman Only Absolute. The label is changed a little bit from the actual label example that I'm showing you guys, which is all red, but they did change, they kept the red border, but it's black. The background is now black. Same formula though, same great spicy fragrance. If you like Orris, or what's called Orris Absolute or Iris, you'll love this fragrance. It does keep that Iris DNA that the Givenchy Gentleman line is known for. Primarily out of this you get a combination of cinnamon and nutmeg and saffron and vanilla. It's just a fantastic vanillic based fragrance. These two are very similar. Actually, there's several in this list that are similar, but they both have strengths that are very different one from the other. This would be the casual wear affair, and this would be the black tie affair. This feels like something James Bond would wear while he's on mission, and this is what James Bond wears when he's kicking it at his palatial home. Next up in our spicy oriental sweater weather fragrances, or the spice is in the name of this one. It is a brand new release for 2021. It is by Viktor and Rolf, and it's Spice Bomb Infrared. While it's obvious that Spice Bomb and Spice Bomb Extreme are epic for cooler weather, I think this is the best autumnal or fall weather fragrance out of the line. Simply because when you think about the bright fiery colors of the leaves, when the leaves change, you know, they go from like either bright yellow, bright orange into red, and then they darken. It kind of makes me think of, you know, red pepper, habanero, pimento, all of which are in this fragrance. And so it kind of represents to me kind of the best of the fall or autumnal seasonal change. And when you smell this, it's got that same warm, inviting smell minus the tobacco that is in Spice Bomb and Spice Bomb Extreme. Granted, and that's why I like those a little bit better. But again, for fall, for sweater weather, Spice Bomb Infrared. If you haven't gotten your hands on a sample of it, try it out. I think you'll really like it. Our last spicy oriental or sweater weather fragrance happens to be a Coach fragrance. A lot of YouTube reviewers have been giving it accolades through the years, but a lot of people have forgotten about it too. And that's why I want to kind of remind you guys, it is Coach Platinum, the official fragrance of the Silver Surfer. It should be. So hyper versatile. It's one of those that you can wear in the cooler nights of summer just as equally as well and comfortably as you can in fall to colder weather. It opens with bright bergamot and pineapple combination. That's just a brief introduction into the DNA that's really got a spicy background. It's a great combination of, you've got cashmere, you've got black pepper, you've got vanilla, patchouli, really dark, warm, welcome, creamy mix, sandalwood of fragrant notes. Similar to Giorgio Armani's Armani Code line, it's got that really nice balsamic, dry, aldehydic overtone to it. It makes you feel like you're wearing a high dollar fragrance than a very inexpensive designer fragrance. And again, with that, coupled with that hyper versatility, there are fewer, harder working fragrances out there in cooler weather than Coach Platinum. If you've got any experience with these fragrances, let me know. If you feel like there are other fragrances out there that should belong in this list that you found that are excellent for sweater weather or cool weather, please share those as well in the comments below. Thanks so much for stopping by. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.